Hello everyone, my name is Jen Smith, and today I will be teaching you a little bit about the barn owl, or Tyto. So for the taxonomy, I just really quickly want to go over how they're classified. So we're still in the kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata. Of course, the subphylum is Vertebrata. For the class, we have Aves. The order is Strigiformes. The family is Titonidae, the genus Tyto, and species Alba. This is our only bird in the Titonidae family that we have on our list in vertebrate natural history. So here I've just manipulated a photo for us so we can go over some of the most important traits of the barn owl. So we'll start at the top. Most barn owls are around 250 millimeters tall, which is actually quite short. They have a heart-shaped face that we call the facial disc, and this helps collect sound, which is very helpful for barn owls as they hunt. You cannot see their ears, but they do have some. They have great eyesight, especially needed for when hunting at night. They have very stiff, small feathers around their facial disc, and that helps direct sound into it and around it. And they have a flexible neck that can rotate 180 degrees, which is why they can't move their eyes in their eye sockets, because they're so big. They need their neck to rotate to actually look around. And then females actually have small speckles on their belly, and males do not. So that's one way you can tell them apart. So moving on to some more identification traits. Barn owls actually have a very light body, despite how it looks. That helps them fly really quietly, which is important at hunting. They have an 850 millimeter wingspan, which is very large in comparison to their body. Again, this helps them fly quietly. They have very, very long legs to help reach into the grass as they're picking up their prey. And they have very sharp talons. One of them on each foot is actually a comb that's used for grooming. So just some background on them. Barn owls actually mate for life. They're monogamous. However, their lifespan is only about 2 years in the wild. They can get older if they have access to owl boxes and suitable shelter away from predators, but they usually live around 2 years. They lay up to 5 or 10 eggs, can be twice a year, depending on the habitat they live in. But only 1 or 2 of those eggs actually go on to be the clutch. And the chicks fledge or start to grow feathers at 10 weeks of age. And they're usually forced out of the nest at 7 months to go on their own. But until then, they are supported by their parents with finding food. Oh, that didn't record. So one really awesome feature I want to focus on barn owls is their ability for silent flight. So these animals have many adaptations for silent flight, including serrated feathers, which I will show you in the next slide. But this helps them reduce air turbulence, and the wings don't actually make the noise when an animal flies. It's actually the air moving around the animal that makes the noise, and this reduces that air movement and thus reduces the noise. This also is shown with the very velvety down feathers underneath the owl's belly. They are very soft and again help reduce that turbulence of the air around the animal when it flies. And this is incredibly important in an owl's hunting strategy. So just to wrap it all up, here is a picture of the serrated edges on a barn owl's feathers. And you can see how this would help reduce air turbulence and separate the air around the animal. So that is all I have for you for the barn owl. I hope you enjoyed this presentation and learned a little bit about Tyto alba.